everyone, and welcome to this episode of an Ingenious You Mini. I'm very pleased to be joined today by Dr. Ann Briggs, one of our professors in the Doctorate of Education and Educational Leadership program. We will provide a link to Dr. Briggs's full bio in the show notes, but for now, Dr. Briggs, I am delighted to welcome you to the Ingenious You community.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let me start by asking you, what do you teach in our doctoral program?
I teach Introduction to Action Research, and I teach the full year capstone class, which is the dissertation chair class.
And how would students describe your classroom experience? In other words, what are you like as a faculty member?
I've heard from many of them that I'm tough, but they learn a lot. So I think I've always heard the phrase guide on the side versus sage on the stage. And I like to think of myself as a guide on the side and really helping students to master the information, especially around action research through whichever teaching methods they need, whether it's a coaching, cheerleader, straight lectures, whatever they really need so that they can succeed and understand the content.
And tell us a little bit about your professional interests. I know that your background really serves you well in terms of teaching action research. So tell us a little bit about your professional background and also your research interests.
Sure. I started out my career as a clinical social worker and did a number of years in clinical social work, also at a university, and worked also then at a nonprofit institution, doing a lot of change management and leadership development in the nonprofit administration. My professional interests really revolve around leadership development and the purposeful leadership development, both in nonprofit organizations and higher ed space. So I do both the teaching as well as consulting work on training the next generation of social workers, as well as doing some consulting work around higher education leadership and nonprofit administration.
And so, in your higher ed consulting work, you're working with colleges, universities on specific kinds of organizational issues?
Yes,
is that, yeah.
Specifically around different changes and change management. So a lot of my work has focused around leadership development and change management, and really purposeful leadership development, which is well aligned with the HELOS program and action research.
That's very well aligned, I would say. You are very well positioned to be able to help our students understand how to marry those two things, which, as you know, is the focus of our doctoral program. So what do you like about teaching in the doctoral program, and what would you tell prospective students in terms of why they might consider this program?
Sure. So why I teach in the HELOS program, I think two phrases that we talk about over and over, which are just core to my professional being, which I love about the HELOS, is innovation and leadership development. And I think HELOS takes it a step further by really focusing on not only innovating and developing leaders, but also creating organizational change and inclusive inquiry with those that are being helped and that are part of the organization. So I think that's a really big piece of it. And what I like about teaching in HELOS is that students are excited. They're excited about driving change in their space, whether it's their organization or their professional associations. And that excitement really keeps me going as a faculty member, because really working with them to help them facilitate that change. The cohort model is a very supportive model, both from the students and the faculty. The faculty are very involved, the students are very involved, and that really helps the group to move forward and work with each other to innovate and contribute to their profession and their own development. I think that by having that different levels of near peer mentors and faculty mentors really help students and get through the program and make change.
Now, when you were in your doctoral program, did you have a cohort model?
I did not.
Yeah, neither did I. And I watch these students going through as a cohort, and I think, oh, I wish I'd had that kind of experience.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it makes all the world of a difference in terms of having the support to pull you through. Mm-hmm. My final question, I'm going to pivot a little bit here and ask you to tell us what you do for fun.
For fun, I'm a very big outdoorsy person. I like to hike, ski, play tennis. I'm learning how to play pickleball, and I'm really bad at it right now, but I'm having a good time.
Great. Well, thank you so much for this conversation, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the classroom.
Thank you.